Hello everyone, in this video I wanted to go over some new concepts in Java. So first thing, this is just a very useful feature that Java has, and this is called comments. So comments basically allow us to create little things inside of our code, and the way you create a comment is by typing in a slash slash, and then you can put a space, but you don't actually need it. So after doing this, anything after this, the Java compiler is going to ignore. So basically what that means is like Java is just not going to, it's just going to ignore all of this. And you can see my code spell checker doesn't like that. So let's create an actual word. So we're going to write in hello star program. So you can see right here, I've created a thing right here, and Java just doesn't care. It's not giving me any errors, but if I remove these, now it's not going to like that. So that is how you create a single line comment, and you can put these comments wherever you want. What is that? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Okay, yeah, you can put them inside of a function, you can put them right before a function, so like you could make this to explain what the function does, you could explain what something inside the function does, you could explain what a class does by putting it right above. There's lots of use cases for these little comments. So those are single line comments, and another kind we have in Java is the multi-line comments. And you create a multi-line comment with a slash and then a star. And you can see VS Code has automatically created a star slash for me, and that is going to say that is how you end your multi-line comment. So you can put anything inside of here, and for multiple lines, it will ignore everything inside of here. And if you don't have this end one, you're going to see it's going to not really be a big fan of that. So it just thinks all of this is a comment, but it's not. So just make sure you end your multi-line comments. So that is basically how a comment works. It's a very useful thing. It can be make lots of use cases. Sometimes though, it's good to not use too many comments, but it's always very good to have comments to explain what you're doing. So the next thing I would like to go over are some of the types in Java. So, what is a type? Yeah, we're going to be going over types and variables. So, right now, I want to create a number. Like, how would I store this in Java? So, let's say I want to create a number, right? And then I just want to store it, but I don't want to really do anything with it. So, what you're going to do in Java to create like a variable so you can hold something is um, you're going to first create, you're going to type in the type of your variable. So like let's say it's a number, a letter. So I'm just going to type in type right here. This is not going to work, but obviously you're going to do that. So let's put on a comment since it's not going to work. So we're going to say type, and then we're going to put a space. You must have a space, and then you're going to say the name of the variable. So you're going to put the name, and then you're going to put an equal sign. This equal sign is the first operator we're going to learn about. What that means is this isn't exactly like the equal sign in math. Instead, you could think of it as the assignment operator. It's assigning a value. It assigns whatever's on this right side here to this. So instead of saying like, is this equal to this, it's more like this left here is assigned, or the left here is assigned the value of whatever on the right. So it's a little bit different from the equal sign in math. And then of course you're going to need your semicolon because every expression in Java is going to end with a semicolon. So one example of a variable we might want to create is, let's say we want to store the number of motors on our robot. So we're going to type in int, because this is the type we're going to use for storing integers in Java. And an integer is just a whole number. So we're going to type in int because that's our type. Then we're going to give it a name. So we're going to call this number of motors. And notice we're following that camel case. And then we say equals. And let's say we're using a 4-motor robot. And then we're going to put a semicolon. And that's it. We've created a little variable, and it's giving me saying it's not used, but that's okay. We'll eventually use it. This is just a warning. Our code will still work, and you'll see right here, it's going to work just fine. But let's say I'd forgotten a semicolon. This is not going to let me run our code. Yeah, it says build failed. So yeah, you just want to. So if you see like this little yellow thing, that just means it's a warning. So that's just something you should probably fix, but you don't have to. So that is the basics of a variable and how to create one. So it's the type, the name, equal sign, so the assignment operator, the value, and then a semicolon. So let's say, what do we want? Let's try to do something with this variable. I want to print it out onto the screen. So the way we're going to do that, first I'm going to take out our hello world. We're going to do the same thing we did for that hello world though with system. To access the system class, we can access it right here, and then we're going to use the dot operator to basically access something inside of the system class. We're going to use out.println, so the exact same thing we did earlier, but instead of typing in quotes and then typing in number of motors, instead of typing in quotes, because let's see what this does right here. Let's just try it. That's going to print out the text number of motor. I want to print out the actual value inside of number of motors. So to do that, we're actually going to take away these quotes. So instead of giving it text, we're going to give it an integer by taking away the quotes. So we're saying instead of putting in text, we're trying to give it a variable. So now whenever we run our program, it's going to say 4. So just like that, we have printed out text onto our screen. So yeah,